Because I think this is how I'm just guessing, allegedly. They give you like a little piece of paper, right? The paper probably look like this. This is like the filter for the floodlight, but the paper look like this, and they be like, okay, this is this guy. He's like, oh, this guy's a scientist. And like, who's this guy? This one's a poet or a construction worker or whatever, signal magnum cum laude. You pick that out. But it don't matter what you pick. You're just gonna get mine. Yo, I'm not perfect, but I am limited. Ow! Let's go. I don't know what this is. My homie sent this to me. He said, just react to it, play it, and I'm gonna play it, okay? Shit, I got you, bro.
It was one of those fertility clinics where the doctor was using his own sperm on everybody.
Oh,
shit.
Oh,
yeah. And they found out that this doctor had also done something in another lab where he had claimed to have used his own sperm to impregnate a chimpanzee, but then terminated the pregnancy before birth. The same doctor. That's what it was. That's the story. That guy was a real kook. So this guy, apparently he was, cause I got on this, I went down this rabbit hole.
Yo, shout out to Joe Rogan, but bro, I always thought that I want a whole gang of kids. I ain't gonna front. I want a gang of kids. But if, oh man, that would be so cool. I ain't even gonna front. Like if I own a sperm bank and I'm a dude, I could produce it. Why pay anybody else when I could just pay myself and be the mother of all the kids in the world? Damn, that gives a whole different meaning to father. Shit, but back to the story. Wait, did they say he fucked a chimpanzee? No, he inseminated. Okay, scientist shit.
Of these crazy doctors that use their own sperm in fertility clinics, and it's not just one. There's a shitload of them, dude. There's a bunch of these whack, and they did it like in the 70s and the 80s when no one can catch them. And this one guy, he started this clinic, and before he started the clinic, he had done some medical research where he had claimed to have impregnated a chimpanzee. So this fucking guy, he claimed to have done that, and he was like a real controversial with his opinions on this kind of research.
I mean, if it's weird, it's weird.
And then he goes over and runs some fertility clinic and uses his own jizz on like untold number of people. There's so many of those guys, dude. There's so many of those guys. There's a ton of those guys.
That's crazy. Just imagine that you want to have birth with, like, because I think this is how I'm just guessing, allegedly. They give you like a little piece of paper, right? The paper probably look like this. This is like the filter for the floodlight, but the paper look like this, and they be like, okay, this is this guy. He's like, oh, this guy's a scientist. And like, who's this guy? This one's a poet or a construction worker or whatever, signal magnum cum laude. You pick that out. But it don't matter what you pick. You're just gonna get mine, jizz. You're just gonna get mine. So, just imagine how many kids this one individual, because it's a clinic. So, you know, back in that time, there was a lot of stuff going on with ladies and the pregnancies and stuff like that. So, they were running over there to get babies. So now, you go and you say, yo, I want this one, this guy right here. And he's like, all right, I got you. Give me 1 minute. Yeah. Whoop. All right. We have a strong candidate here. His name is something or other. That is so messed up. So just imagine now if somebody who's watching this video, and they're like, wait, isn't that the doctor that you went to, Mom? Shit. Then they start calling, texting, and telling this other person, and then they find out he impregnated like 5 million. That's a long time. That's a long time ago. And if there's a lot of these guys, there's a lot of people who are giving birth to these people.
That was on TV, way back in the day about this one doctor who kept doing that.
That's crazy.
This doctor just was using his own jizz for everybody. And the nurses were starting to catch on. When did we get a shipment in? Don't worry, it was an important shipment that came from God. Have you found that story?
So I was digging through this to find out the sperm thing from this guy. There's very interesting info here.
Talk, Jamie, before you
did this
beat up.
to try to insperminate, if that's the right word.
The chimpanzee.
Inseminate.
Yeah, he was trying to go
Inseminate.
like a male to female chimpanzee, and that didn't work. So then he tried to go the other way around, and then they stopped him when his last donor died and put him in jail. One story said he was trying to disprove parts of religion, but there's a thing here that said they've dug through all of his notes and couldn't find any evidence as to why he was doing this. And
That's crazy.
No
I mean,
proof of super soldiers or anything like that either.
So the super soldier thing was just hypothesized.
I think he was making super soldiers. I think he accomplished what he was doing. And if I'm a super scientist, right, I'm manipulating my jizz. I'm having some super intelligent babies pop out of this. But just imagine you have a whole gang of kids from different races, different lineages. I mean, back in that time, there wasn't that much like foreigners, so it was probably mostly all white and like black, maybe, but mostly white and Chinese or something like that. That's insane, bro.
Or like fantasy
I'll do
talk.
If it would have worked out in theory.
No, I want my kid. Listen, I don't know how many times I've jizzed on the floor, like after like, you know, or jizzed on a chest or a female's back or something like that. I don't know. Does it weaken your shit or does it? It's like, is the first baby we're gonna have gone, or are you still gonna be able? Are all the 10,000 seeds in there that are swimming around, like 5 million are female and 5 million are male of the same, like all of them are the same until they break? I don't know. I don't know.
I probably tried that, but it didn't work.
Right, but that would be a best way to like avoid the death of your people, to create soldiers. They were like hybrids of humans and chimps.
Robert
Not
Graham.
chimps.
Is that the guy?
Yeah. He's a controversial figure in the 70s and 80s known for his work in fertility.
Robert Graham.
Fertility?
Isn't that Billy?
Netflix documentary, Dr. Donald Klein,
That's a different one.
and then
Bro, there's a bunch of these guys. But
that's 600.
what is the guy, though, that you're talking about?
Well, that's Robert Graham, but now it's saying that the other doctor that's tried to do the chimp was Elia Ivanovich.
That's the guy we just looked up.
Yeah.
But I think that guy, this guy, Robert Graham, one of these guys had said that he participated in a study when he was at whatever university that he had impregnated a...
That's crazy. I mean, listen, I feel like it's possible because I just seen, I mean, even though it's two cat species, it was like a jaguar and the kitten, a house kitten. And yeah, they breeded. They had like little house kitten, a meerkat, and a male meerkat and a female house cat. They had a baby. And the baby was cute as shit. So I don't know, because the only DNA it seems like that would make sense to mix with a chimpanzee is I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna point, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be that guy, you know. But there's like a certain people that could like, if they really did had to, they could probably mix. Like, if you took like the strongest, like Mark Henry, if you took Mark Henry's jizz and put it in a female gorilla or something like that, you think she's not gonna get pregnant? I think so. I think a baby's gonna come out and it's gonna be the most strongest baby known to man. But I ain't gonna cap. I would have a baby with a gorilla if it was a Planet of the Apes type situation. Because mind you, they are females, they talk. but they just do that a lot, which seems like it could be fun. But we never know. We'd have to ask that doctor who was piping down monkeys. That's crazy. But you did just say you would too.
Yeah, at these after parties, getting naughty off that Chloe. Yeah, I'm the new era.